Guys, I've literally copied and pasted this from an email that I received from, wow, it's, where are we? From Michael Rose about really, he said that, you know, his issue that he faces, that he's got an issue with self-confidence and being scared and nervous around beautiful women. It's intimidating, right, to be around someone who you find extremely attractive, and it does funny things to your personality. It can cause all kinds of hiccups, and it often will lead you in a path that takes you away perhaps from showing or demonstrating your power. You know, the psyche kicks in, you've got perhaps a little bit more adrenaline flowing, coursing through your veins, your hair stand a little bit up on end, your heartbeat you can almost feel and hear in your ears, and it ultimately leads you to stumbling and saying things that are really not servicing, you know, the actual person that you are. And you know what the crazy thing is that doesn't actually change, right, as you get older, or as you might think, oh, Deepak, you seem like super confident and all of these other things. Like, I'm a little bit nervous right now about, you know, the act of actually giving advice like this, because, you know, part of you wonders, well, who am I to give someone advice, and who am I to talk to a beautiful woman? And what I'm trying to demonstrate and illustrate here is that we all, to some degree, have moments where we feel that little sense of kind of imposter syndrome, where you think that I am not worthy of this position. And that feeling is extremely common, and it's, you know, I would almost say universal amongst, you know, anyone who feels that slight sense of nervousness. So Mike, I totally understand that you're feeling scared, you're a little bit nervous around kind of beautiful women, and there it really impacts, you know, of course, the self-confidence or the lack of confidence that you feel. And what I'd say in those instances is that saying is easier than doing, but doing is where a lot of the actual energy and effort can come in. And I'd say that just focus on taking another inch forward, right? Just focus on taking a smaller next step every time you go out there and meet a woman or meet somebody. And for me, this is the biggest thing, that it's okay to stumble, it's okay to fall. Just keep falling forward, right? And what that concept of falling forward with any, you know, conversation that you get into with a beautiful woman, it means that try that one thing that you've not tried before, because you'll surprise yourself. You'll surprise yourself at what is actually possible as a consequence of that, and go into that, you know, moment of testing, expecting that it might not work. What you're doing at the moment is gathering data, okay? What you're doing at the moment is figuring out things that, you know, can't work. And the difficult thing, of course, is crossing that void, because, you know, we intellectually get stuff, right? We intellectually understand that, well, you know, I need to try it. You need to try it. Well, Deepak, I know that. Tell me something that I don't know. What you need to work is that muscle, the self-confidence muscle, and that comes from falling forward. That comes from trying something and then discovering that, you know what, I felt really, really bad or weird and wonderful in here, but out there, the world doesn't change, okay? And it's the world out here that can, a lot of the time, determine how we feel in here. And the way that you can change that is sometimes by acting out things that perhaps aren't in accordance with the way that you feel. So you might feel nervous. I feel still a little bit nervous now, right? I'm in a cafe. Let me just show you where I am. I've got, you know, people all around me, and here I am talking about this, right? There's a sense of nervousness, but when you embrace something and when you stop, you know, doing it, and you realize that, you know what, everybody's busy doing their own thing, everybody's caught up in their own world, and people will eavesdrop or lean in on you for a moment, and you have that moment to kind of impress the person you're talking to, but equally it's a freedom, okay? It's a freedom, because that muscle, that feeling of fear, is the thing that you need to attack. It's not actually about self-confidence. It's not about being scared or being nervous. It's about recognizing that you've got a muscle that you can develop, and you develop it by falling forward and trying to approach, you know, the beautiful woman, and trying something new and trying again and keep on going through that process. And I promise you, Michael, if you get on that journey and you start making those steps and you think about, well, what could I do different next time? And you accept the ride, accept that it's going to be a bit nervous, accept that you'll be a bit, you know, weary, worried or scared, but still keep going out there, you will see over time that you will get better. I promise you this. So feel empowered, Michael. You're definitely capable of being able to engage with anybody that you want. And the way that that starts, or the way that you can get to down that road of success, is just by doing. Go again and again and again and work to build that muscle. You're not looking for their response. It's not about the woman, it's about you and what's in here. And that is determined by what you do out there. So keep going through it, and you'll discover when the world does not collapse that actually you can be scared, be nervous, but still make videos like this, still talk to beautiful women, and still grow confidence as a consequence of going out there and working on that muscle.